Welcome to The Real Study with your hosts, Mr. Snippets.
Because I do think the movie is good. I think the lighting is struggled. I think the cinematography is okay.
Black Girl Marvel.
Follow us on everything, because we will find you.
All the movie things.
So many young filmmakers and indie filmmakers took it and just went with it, and it became this thing.
Janine DeBean.
So that's what the story is, and then the film goes about answering that question for you.
And me, the Real Study movie voice guy.
I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to try it.
Produced by Hyena. Let's go to the poster wall.
Hello and welcome to The Real Study. I am Mr. Snippets, and with me, as always, is all the movie things, Black Girl Marvel and Janine DeBean. And we are here for our fifth and final week, a week late, for Women's History Month. And we will be doing two films regarding Sarah Polley. One of them is starring Sarah Polley, Go. The other one is directed by Sarah Polley, Women Talking, which she, of course, won awards for. We'll get into that. And then we'll be starting our Nicolas Cage 3-week stint, or a binge, if you will, starting next week. One of the movies at some point will be The Rock, but we have others that we will announce as we go. But before we get into any of that, we're going to move over to the main wall and hear from Lala about social media.
What up, everybody? What's going on? Thank you for joining us here. As always, we are on all the social media platforms. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, obviously YouTube. So if you are following us on there, and if you've not, please do go follow. Make sure you follow us on all of those. Give us some thumbs up, run that algorithm up for us. If you'd like to watch us live or see any videos that we've been doing or putting out, we are also on any podcast platform. So if you're in your car, you just want to listen to us. I have a friend who, honestly, when he drives to work and it's a far drive, he listens to us on his podcast, and he sends me messages and goes, you know, that Janine DeBean, that all the movie things, they know their stuff. So he always sending me stuff and telling me stuff, which I think is great. So if you want to be like my friend, right, go follow us on all podcast platforms. That's Google, Spotify, Anchor, Podcast Republic, all of them. We're on there. Run us up, give us 5 stars. I think we're worthy of it. We talk about some great things here, and we don't mince our words. We don't always agree, and I think that's what makes us pretty amazing. We also have our own social media platform. So if you see our names, all the movie things, Mr. Snippets, Janine DeBean. I said that's so ridiculous. Anyway, Black Girl Marvel. Janine DeBean. Black Girl Marvel. We are on all these podcast platforms as well, or we are on social media as well. So make sure you follow us, tap in. We have our own separate things that we do, as well as when we come and collide on Sundays. And just make sure that you join us on Discord too. You know, some fun things happen over there when it does happen. It does happen over there. And make sure you tap in to say if you want us to review a movie. Say you got a little indie flick out you want to get some recognition on. We'll be happy to watch it and review it on a next show. Or if you got a little documentary you want us to watch, a TV show. Mind you, 13 episodes or less, baby. We don't have time to do old school 22, 24, 27 episodes. But we would love to see anything new that you haven't seen us review. We would love to tap into that as well. We have veto power, but we rarely use it because, like I say, we watch the room. So we don't stop anything going on over here at The Real Study.
Which is better than people think it is. I'll admit it. I'll admit it now.
It was all right, personally. But as always, just make sure you join us on all podcast platforms, on all social media platforms, separate and together. We thank you for your time. Back to you, Mr. Snippets.
I appreciate that, Law. We have all the things we normally do, although I didn't bring up any movies. Did anybody watch any movies this week other than Project Hail Mary, of course, which has been watched
Janine DeBean did, and I'm jealous.
Anybody else watch anything that we're going to discuss for the Real Roundup at all? I don't think so.
No, I watched Project Hail Mary for the third time.
Third time?
So
I love it.
Is it hitting as hard each time, or is it tapering? It is okay.
No,
that's
not
I like
tapering.
those are
knowing Brian.
words.
He's like, oh, I didn't see this the last time. He's like mental noting the things he missed. Yeah.
Are you going to hit up the book, Brian? Now that you've seen the movie 3 times?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. The audiobook is pretty fantastic. So I gotta plug that. So
who narrates it? Is it like Ryan Gosling or somebody?
No, but he does a great job. I forgot his name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the audiobook.
Oh, cool.
And it's fun. It's fun. All right. Well, Janine, let's hear what did you watch this week and what did you think?
I saw the drama. So definitely a movie I don't want to give too many spoilers about.
Like you can't really talk about it.
Yeah. But I will say I did enjoy it as kind of a proactive watch because it poses a question that has you kind of thinking about what your answer would be. It also has you kind of wondering like how you would react to the answers that you do get. So I love this kind of thought experience that this movie poses throughout. People kind of were talking about this film like, crazy, like it was insane. Oh my gosh, it's gonna blow your mind. And I like when you kind of ultimately see what the thing is that everybody's kind of talking about, I don't think it was like as extreme as people were saying, but it's still very messy and very interesting how kind of different people react to the thing. Right. So it's just a really...
Do you think you would have felt a different way if it wasn't as hyped up as it was?
Maybe. I think I maybe would have enjoyed it more just kind of letting myself like react on my own without kind of this preconceived idea about how I should react to it. But I still really enjoyed it. I loved kind of just being able to kind of think about it as I was watching it. Like it really poses some interesting thoughts. Yeah, everyone was very much like Saltburn. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, a Saltburn. I don't know if it was that much, but it definitely
that's wild. Okay, I didn't even see the drama.
Territory. Yeah, that will leave you kind of really thinking about it. It blends kind of some comedy elements as well, but it's like awkward comedy. Like you're laughing because it's just like so awkward what's happening to these characters. Robert Pattinson is a standout for sure. He's giving a really great performance in this film. But yeah, I had a good time with this film. It really will leave you.
I look forward to seeing it.
And thinking about your own empathy and maybe wanting to give characters grace and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a whole big thought experiment that I think is really interesting.
Okay. Those are fun.
Yeah, I've been hearing nothing but good things about it, at least from the people that I've seen talk about it. So yeah.
All right. Another good movie to add to your list. And if you're anything like us, my watch list is really full of movies.
I will say y'all sometimes like check off my watch list. I'll be like, hey, that was on my watch list. I wanted to watch that. So keep doing a great job, you guys.
Which is also what we want to do. So
you guys are knocking out the park, You guys are great.
Love it. So no other real roundup this week, but we do have a bunch of news and we'll get to that right now.
Now it's time for the real news.
And in the movie industry, movies come out all the time, and so do trailers. And so we've got Spaceballs, the sequel, set for 2023 and April 23rd and 2027. I mean, and of course there is a sneak preview trailer out for that. If you haven't watched it.
Out?
No, not yet. But I'm assuming if it's an April 23rd release, that we'll be getting a trailer summer. Maybe some of the blockbusters might have it in there, or maybe early fall. As much as I was disappointed rewatching Spaceballs this last time, I think I'm still excited to see this because I think Josh Gad is very funny, and I think he's going to bring some great elements to it and maybe modernize it to a degree.
And he got Mel Brooks to come back, so I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah, so it must be something.
It must be something.
Enticed him.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and Rick Moranis is back. Like, there's people that you were like, wait, how did they get Rick to come back? So, how did you get Rick Moranis to come out of retirement? Yeah. Like, how did you do that?
It got to be something. It got to be like. So I'm excited.
Worth the effort.
Yeah.
There's also I heard this could be a rumor. Maybe you guys can confirm, but I heard John Candy's son will be trying to take place.
I heard
Barf.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Shout out to legacy kids that come back and like touch on things that their fathers did, like Will Reeves did for Superman, and like I think that's
right.
I think that, or like Carrie Fisher's daughter did. Like I love stuff.
Yeah,
like
I think Bill Paxton's son was in Twisters. He had a little part in Twisters.
Yeah, I love stuff. I love stuff like that.
Oh, and he's going to be in this too. Bill Paxton's son will be alongside him in this. So that's also kind of
that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for like a Lewis Pullman and a Bill Pullman.
Yeah,
like,
you mean Lewis Pullman?
Yeah.
This is Bill Pullman.
This is Bill Pullman, not Bill Paxton.
No. I said Lewis. Yeah, Lewis Pullman.
Yeah, Lewis.
Bill Pullman.
We used to So
Yeah.
Oh, I was going somewhere else.
Yeah.
My bad.
The late, not here anymore. Bill Paxton,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
very much alive. Bill
I think Bill Paxton,
Yes.
like we were talking about with Nick Nolte and like Gary Busey. I think
Right.
Bill Paxton.
sure
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah.
thought I saw the right name, but it wasn't me. Okay, never mind.
Well, Lewis Pullman is in this movie too. So
Yeah,
that's
Lewis
really
Pullman is in
fun.
this too.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
What was the other thing I was talking to Legacy Kids, and this is a little off subject, but there was an interview with Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell talking about their work on Monarch and
Mhm.
talking about how they actually had to make Wyatt look a little bit more like Kurt in order to get that kind of realistic thing going on. So, but I, like any of them, I can see like I don't need
It's
the makeup
Goldie in
to
there.
know.
They were trying to erase the Goldie part.
They
of
talked
Wyatt.
about they talked about him playing, like, if they ever did like a escape, like him playing Snake Plissken, and his son
Escape
was
from
like,
San Francisco.
like he's like, I'm actually older than my dad
Than he was when he
and-
made that.
when he did Escape from New York.
Yeah.
So,
Why
like,
did Kurt Russell
wouldn't make
always
sense.
look old then? Like he
I know.
always looked
He
old.
always
Like,
looked- yeah.
I mean, back
He
then,
was
being in like
there.
your 30s was like, you look like you was in your 60s.
You look
It's like,
old,
what's
right?
going on?
Yeah.
It's
Aging
the
was very
film. It's the
different
film itself. That's what did it.
Sure, I'm not gonna say
nothing
that because I go back to Catherine O'Hara in Home Alone, and I'm like, oh, we the same age. I was like, we just around the same age. I was like, okay, girl.
Yeah.
They had some city miles on them. That's okay though.
I don't know. Are we a generation that just automatically all assumes we're younger than we really are? Or maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
Because I have that problem.
I think
So-
every generation just gets a little bit younger looking than the previous.
The one before.
Even though this generation, like after us, they seem a little older.
Older up here, I think. Like but not. I don't know.
even think
It's hard
mentally.
to.
I've seen some kids where I'm like, your life must be rough. Like you look like you've been through some things.
Yeah,
and you only
Well, there's like
15.
Jordan the Stallion, like looks 55 years old and he's 20 or
Yes.
something. Like
He's like 20 something. I'm like,
Yeah.
sir, get a haircut, shave that beard.
I think he would look like a baby if he shaved the beard. So like I see
No.
why-
He don't have to shave it off. He
Okay.
could just like trim it up, clean
Trim
it
it
up
up a little
you know what I
bit.
mean? Add some moisturizer to it. So it's looking a little Brillo paddish. You know what I mean? 'Cause-
I think it works for him, but it
No, see,
makes
he's
him
not a
look
good
wise,
looking kid.
right?
He's not saying he's not a good looking kid, but it's just like, it's like, come on, bro. How do you go to like award shows like this? But also be yourself at the end of the day. Because if Adam Sandler can board short it up and go to award shows and have a good
Right.
time, live your life, be great. I'm not gonna knock you. I might make
love
fun
it.
of you,
I
but
love
I'm not gonna knock you.
So you guys
Okay.
a lot excited for Spaceballs?
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I'm really curious
Yeah, I'll see
considering
it.
everyone
Yeah, we
came back.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I know, I think on our
The
review, we were
recommends-
kind of like, I don't know that we like this as
Yeah.
much as we thought
I
we
know.
did.
And I don't
think
have
we all have that
nostalgia for it.
sentiment.
So I was like,
Yeah.
this is what
but-
y'all liked, I guess.
I mean, we'll
Busted,
see.
what are you doing?
There's not even a trailer out, so
yeah.
Yeah.
we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Good segue. Speaking of trailers, there are new trailers. Of course, we've got the Supergirl trailer. I think this is the third one. There was a teaser, and then the
Chef's
main
kiss.
drop, and then this is the like
Yeah,
full,
the second full
like
trailer.
explaining the plot and everything. Then we've got Cape Fear, which is of course the remake of the remake, if you will, which
Yeah.
is going to be on Apple TV. And then we've got Backrooms. Now, Lala, I know you love A24. Did you watch this trailer? What'd you think?
I did watch the trailer and I was like, what is this A24? And then A24 was like, if you want to know about it, here go a free ticket to go see it in May.
Nice.
So hopefully I can go see it in May. If not, I'm gonna shoot that ticket right on over to Janine Bean. So
Nice.
Yeah.
What did you think, Brian? Did you check the Backrooms trailer out?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's a deep rabbit hole you can go down
Yeah.
with this
We
thing
have a whole kind of
with the
website
director.
connection and phone number
I mean,
situation.
Yeah, and
thing.
not even just that. Just the Backrooms itself is an internet phenomenon.
Phenomenon,
and
yeah.
it's been around for a bit.
For ages,
The director's only 20 years old. It's like his thing he started
that
on
he
YouTube.
started online. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
And
That's very cool.
there's all kinds of like levels to Backrooms. They're all messed up and they get progressively more messed up.
More weird and
deeper you
builds on
go.
itself. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's
creepy
just- put a story.
pasta.
yeah,
That's
very kind of
insane.
creepy pasta connected. So
Yeah.
he took this
Okay.
weird thing and
actually
put
dig
online
that though.
and kind of put
Yeah.
a story to it. So
Okay.
Yeah, I dig that he like something he's had with him for a while that he's been cultivating is now like this could be this big thing now. They could
That'd be
connect.
great.
I think that's super cool. Like that's the stuff I love in like creatives and artists is like you know, hearing their stories about, oh, I've been having this, like kind of like Issa Rae and like her YouTube series, and that turned into what it is now. You kind of like go back and watch it and then see what it transformed into. I find
Quinta
stuff
Brunson
like that
as
great.
well.
Yeah, Quinta as well. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
You got me interested. I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah.
There was
there's a
another
whole
one
lore
that's
to
not
it.
listed here that is another horror trailer that got released, which was Faces of Death, which
Oh, right. It's like a
is
remake
based.
of-
It's a romanticized, like dramatized
Yeah.
version about people dealing with this movie that is a real movie that is a fake movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you don't know Faces of Death,
Okay.
it's from the 90s. It was a cult film that
Uh-huh.
is supposed to be full of like real deaths, and it's been debunked. None of it was real.
Right.
But we didn't know they were VHS tapes, and if you got one, you're like, I saw Faces of Death.
Yeah.
True.
Which I did, but at this point, like, who cares? And so, yeah, they're gonna make this movie about it. But I feel like this sounds way more interesting than Faces of Death. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm excited for that. And then, of course, the Cape Fear. I mean, is anybody just kind of I cannot say that word.
Anticipating.
Yes, I was gonna say that, it just wouldn't come out. So, is anybody as as excited as they hope you are, or you're just like, we'll see how this
I ain't never
goes?
seen it, so I ain't got no dog in this fight.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I think this is one of those cases where both the original and the remake are very good. The
Mhm.
remake kind of warrants its existence by changing things about it. So
totally.
yeah, I'm excited about this, and the actors I think are perfectly cast. So we'll see if they kind of change up the story a little bit from the other two as well, and kind of develop it more now that they kind of have some breathing room to stretch out the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
so is it a TV series instead of a?
Yes. It's
I think
a
it's like a
okay.
limited series. Yeah.
it's a limited
Okay.
series.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping they'll throw a little homage to both films into it.
Mhm.
It'd be nice to see somebody,
No, I'm sure they'll
in
throw
there.
some stuff in there. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been
Javier,
around for so
like,
long.
that dude. I don't care what, like, make it. I'm gonna watch it. Like, you can make something. I'm gonna watch it. I was just watching The Last Samurai last night, and Ken Watanabe's another one of those guys that when that guy makes a movie,
Yeah,
I'm like,
totally.
let me check this out.
Same. Yeah, I
because
love
it's great,
him. Yeah.
right? As much as people talk shit about Tom Cruise movies, I love that movie regardless.
Yeah.
That's a really
Another
good
trailer.
movie, though. Like,
It
honestly.
is. It is.
Yeah.
Good. It's actually got something to say. Not just and he doesn't run in that movie. Not once. Not one time. I was so shocked. I was like, wait, he didn't run. This is weird. I need to point it out. So then they also have the Voice of Hind Rajab heads to Hulu. Sorry, there I go reading the whole headline. And so this is a pretty serious film about a very serious topic that is still very relevant and is something that everybody on the panel has their thoughts about, and they do support the Palestinian people. I'm just going to put that out there that we really, it's very clear where we stand on that. But I don't know much about this other than what's been told to me, so I'm going to let you guys talk about it and tell me what you think. Janine, did you see the release on this, and what do you think?
No, I've been excited to see it. My friend had told me about this, I think a couple weeks before the Oscars, that he was kind of watching a lot of films before then. And he told me about this one and told me how wonderful it was and how, intense it was. So since then, I've kind of been thinking about it. So I'm really glad it's coming to a platform where I can watch it. So yeah, it's a really interesting story.
It sounds just heartbreaking in almost every possible way, which heartbreaking stories still need to be told and still need to be watched. I know people do try to curve themselves towards comedy and action, but dramas are there for a reason. Brian, what do you feel about this film? And you said there was a documentary as well.
Yeah, I believe there was a documentary that came out prior to this. But yeah, this is like a huge thing, and from multiple angles, just like the actual event itself is just insane. And then this of course is like a dramatization of those events. So you get to see, because you get to see like this image is showing that this is kind of like the first responders that are kind of like trying to like find a way to get to this little girl, and like
Mhm.
Yeah.
and even this like film itself has had a struggle trying to
Mhm.
just get made, get out there,
Get people seeing it. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like it being on Hulu is kind of a big deal. It's like Disney,
Yeah.
and like
Mhm.
Disney's not,
It says that they're not shying away from it.
Yeah.
Right? They're taking
Right,
Yeah,
which is
kind of very
yeah,
wishy-washy on their politics, kind of
exactly.
push and
Yeah.
pull and back and forth. And
So
yeah.
who knows how long it'll be on Hulu? That could
Right.
be a thing too. So
Well, everybody should watch it right away so that it
Right, as
shows
soon
that
as you
it's going to
can.
spike up, so that they'll keep
Yeah.
it there. That's what we
Yeah.
need. Lala, any thoughts on this film?
Not really. I just want to watch it. Like Janine and Bri kind of nailed what's going on in the series, behind the scenes. I just want to watch it. I feel like films like this and films like one of the films we're going to talk about, Women Talking, are films that I feel like they make everything in this world that's stupid mandatory. It should be mandatory to watch films like this. like I feel like it should be mandatory to open your mind to another way of living that's not of your own. So yeah, I'm excited to watch it. So
I like the way you said that. This is the kind of movie that you'd hope they'll show in high school and definitely in college. But there are a lot of movies that we watched in high school and middle school that were more, important films like this. I remember watching a film in middle school, and the reason we watched it was because the town I was from is where the journalist in this film is from. But it's the story of the journalist who goes to El Salvador in the 1980s and deals with all the killings that happened there. And it was really weird to watch in middle school. And of course, they fast forwarded through the like really intense parts because, that's the way they'll censor it. But I ended up meeting that journalist because he was one of the people that would DJ at the local radio station, and my dad knew him. So that was interesting to have this like weird connection. But I think movies like this, like you said, Lot, they need to be watched. People need to see them so that we can see other people's perspectives. I hope that the actors are Palestinian and that they're going to be promoted as being Palestinian actors in that way as well. But I don't know that information, but I'm sure I can dig that up and find out. That said, moving on to one last piece of news, and this is actually one I know Brian's excited about because the word Steelbook is in the title. So Speed Racer is coming to 4K Steelbook, and then we'll get a re-release in April for theatrical.
Bryce said not all Steelbooks. He said,
but promotes physical media, likes the idea of Steelbooks.
Yeah, I think it's cool because it also has like kind of a cult following, and I am not one of those that is a fan of this movie, but so I probably won't be getting this. But like, I think it's great that it's finally coming to 4K, in a Steelbook, and
because there's somebody that's gonna be crazy about this. They go like Speed Racer in
there's
4K.
a whole,
yeah.
I mean, it's really great.
It's got a whole post theater fan base.
Yeah, I do feel like it's
like, where were you when this movie was in theater?
No, exactly. That's the thing. Yeah, right. It's like
I'm like,
it is
I always wonder how that plays out.
Yeah, it is kind of overhated, and yeah, you're right. It's like there's all these like fans coming out of the woodwork suddenly. It's like you guys weren't there in the beginning, like. So
I saw this in theaters. I'm just going to put that out there.
There you go.
I absolutely do.
Yes,
and it's Wachowski's, so you got me there. It's visually just like woo, and
they were trying some different stuff too.
Right, they really were, and it felt very Speed Racery, right?
Right.
Yeah. The all digitals, it definitely was new.
Shot digital cameras back then. It was like not as prevalent as it is today. So
but ain't that the way of things though? Like people people don't like it then, but then it's like after a while they're like a new wave of people
cool
to watch it, and they're like, "Oh, it's cool now."
It's
like,
cool. Like that's what happened to Scott
this
Pilgrim.
Was pretty good. Like, I wish people would have watched it.
Scott Pilgrim got killed because of that exact thing.
But I'm like, I saw it in theaters.
No,
same.
For me, actually, I went to watch this, I think like 3 months ago, and I was like, HD. What the hell? I was because I was like, of all movies you could put in 4K, like this is absolutely one of them. It'd be beautiful in 4K.
Well, the thing is about this movie, I believe it was only shot in HD.
Oh,
like, so or at least like 2K was like the limit it could go to. But I think that was because of the cameras they used back then.
Right.
That was just the limit they had,
And that's what sucks about the slow conversion. And we're all thankful for Lucas for pushing for it because it's not a bad thing to have the technology.
No,
it's
totally
a great thing. But the fact that film, you can still go back to film and like blow it up, and it's beautiful
Yeah,
in
yeah.
4K.
Film
Is great.
yeah.
So, all right. Well,
But they'll be able to like enhance it and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it'll
That'd
look
be
great.
cool.
Yeah.
especially if they're using nice big computers and they can really get in there and fill in the blanks because
And hopefully they don't use no AI, because AI has been like Netflix has been doing that on like remastered shows that I grew up watching, and it's been
Oh,
very
gross.
weird. It's A Different World is one of my favorite shows, and that's getting a reboot. Like, I mean, not a reboot, but a continuation. That's coming out with a new, like, the old crew is coming back with some new people, which I think is really cool. But like when you watch it on Netflix, you'll see like the AI enhancements they did on certain scenes. It'd be like, why they got 6 fingers on one hand? Like, why does why does their face look kind of distorted? Like they didn't, like, it just didn't. Some stuff just don't sit right, and you can see it. And so like I hope they need to let that go. I'm sorry, that's my little soapbox I wanted to stand on.
No, let's stay on that soapbox for a minute, because I found that even like people that my mutuals with have started to like do AI because they're hoping that it'll kick off their accounts. And I'm like,
all right,
this is what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like everybody sampling it when it first all started, I can respect that. We didn't know, nobody had
like
what it was going
the
to
amount of
mean.
energy it uses, or
Right.
yeah.
But now that we know, and now that it's slop, and it's like what do you like? Or they'll be like old actor with the young version of themselves, and I'm like, this is clearly AI. I don't care to see them old with themselves. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm moving past your video every time. So anyway,
those creepy videos of them putting their arm around themselves and smiling at it.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. I don't like those. I don't like when we start on those things. It's so weird. And it makes no sense.
I literally want to throw my phone across the room.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Any AI I see. And now, have you guys noticed like MLM? Like, I'm on YouTube, and like I get stupid freaking commercials will come by, and they're all AI. All are full of AI.
They're pushing it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's cheap. That's why they're
what
using
I'm
it.
getting on Facebook is like those creepy videos of like dead musicians like in a crazy warehouse where it's all like cobwebs and like and it'll just show
that's
them
another
like
thing too. It's like
all these cobwebs around them.
Yeah, the concepts of some of these videos too are just
weird.
like what
Freaky. Yeah.
No.
Like dead musicians or cartoon characters or like old relics of them. Like it's weird. Like that's constantly on my like Facebook FYP, and I'm just like, ugh.
No, that's
I try to swipe as quickly as I can, or I try to avoid, block, whatever. I can't stand all of it.
Yeah.
I keep getting those babies that's like they got babies that's talking to adults like they're adults.
Oh, I've seen those too.
So it'd be like babies. It'd be like, no, I want my milk. I didn't ask you for so.
Like I think I saw like a scene from Scandal, but it was like them as babies.
Yeah. I was like,
and I'm just like, why am I getting this? Yeah.
I would rather it be Legos.
And that's how people are using AI for, right?
I would rather it be Legos than to be AI with that.
AI is supposed to be this like life altering technology, and everyone's using it for this bullshit. It's like
and that's the thing. I wish it was true. As much as people, I don't wish that. I would rather have it be something intelligent I could literally talk to
for society or something,
right? And that we could maybe build off of, because we have fears of AI, sure, and there's some scary movies, but there's also some amazing movies about AI that show that maybe it could have the other side.
But the way that people use it now, it feels very X-Men, like Sentinels, like they
transforming. Like there could be a universal way to use it as a tool, but that's not what's happening.
Nah, but people don't want to use it as a tool. They want to use.
They're using it as propaganda too. Like I see tons of political propaganda where they're just like, let me put so and so in this image and then talk about. It's like, you couldn't just stand there and then talk about that. Like you had to go and use AI to do that.
For real.
Right.
But I mean, having the orange president kind of like twerking in the White House kind of cracks me up as an AI figure. But other than that, I will say stop using it for like actual creative things like art.
I like how he's the only orange president we've ever had. I love that you put it that way.
And the only one we'll have.
Let's hope. Let's hope. We digress. We're going to move on. So we've got a couple of movies that we are going to discuss, and this is, of course, from actor-director Sarah Polley. The first film we're going to talk about is Go. This is a film she acted in 1999, along with Katie Holmes, Timothy Oliphant, and many other people. But before we get to the film, we are going to hear from Janine. Well, to be fair, Hannah told me.
We know.
I know.
I was tell the audience that though. We know.
Because the audience doesn't know. I'm going to be honest. It wasn't because I remembered. But Janine, please tell us some great trivia about Go.
All right. Timothy Oliphant, who plays Todd, thought that the character needed neck tattoos. However, the director, Doug Liman, thought it was a bad idea because it would make him appear too sinister. The next day, Oliphant showed up with a temporary tattoo of a pair of flame dice on his neck, put on by the makeup department. Liman ended up liking it, and it stayed in the movie.
Interesting.
Sarah Polley has said in interviews that the only reason she took this role was because she loved the line in the opening scene, and look how far it got you. Director Doug Liman originally did not want to cast Scott Wolf in the movie because Katie Holmes was already signed, and he did not want the movie to star two TV actors. However, he saw him talking in a hallway with Jay Moore and realized that the chemistry between the two would be good in the movie. Being a New York City native, Taye Diggs did not know how to drive and had to receive lessons.
Oh, man.
What?
That's terrifying. All right.
Good driver on set. Everybody calm down.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that was like half the cast of Fast and Furious, I think.
No, for sure.
Didn't have driver's license.
Yeah. Jesus.
Sarah Polley didn't do any interviews about this film until its 20th anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah. Sarah Polley was also offered the role outright without needing an audition. Christina Ricci was originally cast in the role of Rana, but had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts.
I wonder what came out in 99. Yeah.
99. That's a great question for Christina Ricci.
Melissa Joan Hart was also considered for the role of Rana.
Wow, that would have changed the movie dramatically.
And
I love Melissa Joan, but I'm just saying that would have changed the movie.
Yeah, that would have been really different. Lily Sobieski also auditioned for the role of Rana. This was like a coveted
girls. Come on.
Yeah, this is like a coveted part. And finally, at the time of this film's production, Scott Wolf was referenced as a young Tom Cruise. Jay Moore also starred with Tom Cruise and Jerry Maguire. Years after this, Katie Holmes would be the wife of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And Doug Liman would eventually direct Tom Cruise in Edge of Tomorrow and American Taste. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, so whoever did that trivia is like knows how my brain works.
Oh
so
yeah,
all the boxes. Yeah,
but that's really good because Scott Wolf was given because his smile is just as big and bright, all those teeth, like him, you know. And we know Hollywood picks like familiar faces, so I can see my favorite stuff.
I think the description that Jay Moore gives in the back of the car when he's talking about his girlfriend fits Tom Cruise almost exactly too.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, so we always go with who hasn't seen the movie first. So Lala, have you seen Go? Was this your first go?
First go at Go. Yeah.
Okay. Jean, had you seen Go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Brian, I assume you've seen Go.
Like this past December because we did a Not Quite Christmas series.
Oh, nice.
Because it is.
Because Christmas is the
yeah.
But is it a Christmas movie? We don't need to get into that. So let's hear from Lala about what you thought of Go. Different approach.
I see how this film could be people's like they grew up with this. They this is a very much like a high school high school college-y, like teenager-y type of film where it's just like hijinks and we go on an adventure and like people get hurt, but we don't get hurt for long. And then we make it, we rally back because kids know how to rally, physically and mentally. It was interesting seeing like all these actors that I like watching stuff now. Like, you know, I promise you Katie Holmes was like the quintessential 90s girl. They were just like, just put her in these odd movies. Just throw her in these little odd movies, give her a couple of lines. She's gonna kill it. And back then for me, she's always Joey Potter. in these roles. They just change her clothes. Like there's nothing like she felt very Josephine Potter in this to me. But that withstanding, I had a fun ride with this. I didn't know what I was like expecting when I was going in. To me, it gave me like Empire Records vibes, and I love Empire Records. Like Empire Records is like I I mess with that movie like heavy, to the point where I want the car that Renee drives in that. I'm gonna get a Scout one day. I'm going to get a Scout one day. I found the car because I was like, I'm getting that car one day. But I thought Go was fun. One of my favorite things in movies that they do is when they jump back and forth through the timeline to show you how everything connects. That's one of my favorite things, because if it's done right, it's a fun ride, right? If it's done wrong, why did I waste my time with this movie? So like 9 out of 10, the most times I've seen it is done correctly. And to me, this film did it correctly. I do feel like it is a product of its time. So my brain is kind of like, okay, that moved kind of slow for me. Like, can we get to, this seems like a lot to get to this next part, but it didn't remove the feeling that I had for the film. I love that Scott Wolf and Jay Moore's characters are gay and they are like actors and like
soap opera actors.
Soap opera actors, like to kind of like see like their side of it is a lot of fun. I think the last movie I watched where they jumped like this was Weapons, because Weapons like jumped in the timeline. It has
the character chapters.
Yeah, they had like the chapters with their names on it. I like Weapons was like the last thing I seen. That no, now Go is, but but previously it was like the last thing I seen. So like I enjoyed that we got a glimpse of everybody. I love movies that kind of give the shine to everybody, even if you think they might be a secondary character. We might have started off with Rana, but everybody got their time to shine. Timothy Olyphant to me stood out to me in this film because I felt he was so creepy and like lightly menacing, but it was a good amount of menacing to the point where it was like, I don't know what he's going to do. Right, like anytime he did something, I was like, I'm not sure what he's about to do. Like he has because Timothy Olyphant's voice, I don't know, it's something about his voice that just draws me in, and that's terrifying to me as somebody because that just
like, wait, I like you, but I don't want to.
But I don't want to. You know what I mean? Right. Like the whole time, I didn't want to like this man, but I was like, if he keeps talking, I can't help.
And then you pair him with that Joey Potter energy, and it's a really kind of interesting dynamic.
I was like, listen, Renee, because she's like mouthy and he's mouthy, but she's cute with it all wet from the rain and everything. And then he's like, oh, I guess I'm buying you breakfast. And she's like, yeah, I thought you was a dick, but no, but you're not. And then they started making out. I was like, that's exactly where I would have went. I would have been kissing you on the steps too. Like I would have been right there because like the energy, it's just something about him that's like, you make me at ease, but you make me uncomfortable at the same time. And that's a dangerous place
to be
in, for a woman to be in, and for a man to be. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's a chemical reaction. It just kaboom, it just blows up. Yeah. But I enjoyed everybody. I thought because what is it? The British guy.
Simon.
Yeah, I think he's in Doctor Who. I think I've seen him in a Doctor Who episode or something like that. So like it was cool seeing him in something else. Tay Diggs just popping up out of nowhere. I was like, sir, okay.
This was meant to be a short film, and I think Rana's story was kind of the starting point, and then the stories that were added was the Simon story, because in Rana's story they mention he's going to Vegas, but they wrote kind of that little set piece to show like what he was doing in Vegas.
And like so, to me, I think that was like the part where I was like, this feels a bit disconnected, but Simon connects in the rest of the story, so I was like, okay, let's have his. Right. Where did he go? How did he come back? How did it all lead up to this? I was like, that's fine. But
also,
even
for him to be a terrible person and be that lucky, it was just kind of
oh my god, so lucky. I was literally like, how was dude doing this? It felt like how everybody felt about Jimmy in Superman. It's like, how was Jimmy just getting women? Like, so part of me is like, how is Simon just getting these women? Like, bro was literally in the threesome, and then like you go back off. I'm just like, it must be the accent. It gotta be the accent, because
him getting out of all those situations, like pretty much
like just dipping out, running, like
and then still doesn't even get shot.
Like,
like the gun goes off and he's still not shot.
Right. I'm just like, what guardian angel is surrounding you right now that you're?
And then these guys want to kill you, but you're able to kind of just work out a little deal.
Right, work out a little deal, so you're good. And it's just like, and I will say, Rana getting hit by that car threw me all the way off. Do you understand me? Yeah. I was like, oh, the movie's over. Like, we're done. Because
I know.
Like,
you're like, oh my god.
I'm like, she's in a ditch.
Like,
And
how
then the
is it?
car doesn't know where to go, and then when you find out that it's Jay Moore,
So
it's
not even
kind of
halfway
like,
through the
okay, that
movie.
makes
and they don't
Yeah.
know what to do.
you don't
Yeah.
know what to
Oh
do.
my God.
So like, I thought it had very funny moments. It had some grounded moments. I will say I
Yeah.
do like the line that Sarah Polley says to that woman. Mind you, she was in the episode of Charmed. I was like, her face is familiar. I was like, she was in that episode of Charmed.
She's been
But
around.
and she played a witch in Charmed, like a fairy, and she played like an ugly witch too. That's what I thought out there. But I do like the line that she says to her, is like, look how that worked out for you. Because it's like, why are you coming with all this energy?
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to be here with this child. I don't want to be here doing this. Let's just get through this.
Right. Like, what the hell?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what are
are you
we
just making it
doing?
more obnoxious? Yeah.
The way
Right.
she treated the bleach, how she puts it in the bag and then puts it right back in the
bag.
bag.
Right.
again,
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
No, that was great. But yeah, I enjoyed Go. It was good. It was a good go.
Yeah, this was one of those movies where Peter Griffin would have been like, the whole movie because it said like
Right.
40 times throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Brian?
I was,
Did you see this one in theaters by chance?
no, not in theaters. No.
Okay.
But I did see it before. But it's been a while, so it's like kind of revisiting things, and like a lot of elements in it, I don't remember. Like, I don't remember Sarah Polley's character getting hit by that car. For sure, but a lot of stuff was like, oh yeah, I remember this, but like and like the soundtrack too was like taking me back, because I was like,
Soundtrack
this
was
is like-
solid. Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
like
that's
a
a
lot
really
of
good
this-
soundtrack. Yeah.
This is a lot of the stuff I was listening to back
Mhm.
then.
Me
too,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Lenny
Which
Kravitz
one?
came on. I had like a serious Lenny Kravitz phase
Nice.
back then too. Yeah, so I was like, oh man, I was like,
And the whole
listening to
rave
song all- every
scene.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
All
the
that
moment
stuff.
No Doubt came on, I was like, oh yeah, this is the soundtrack of
Yeah,
my
there's
life.
like two No Doubt songs in this too. It's
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah. So like I love I totally forgot Doug Liman directed this too. I was like, oh
Yeah,
man,
right?
Doug
I
Liman
always
directed
forget
this. Man.
that.
Yeah, it's like, wow, yeah, like how many actors are popping up here.
Mhm.
Melissa
But yeah,
McCarthy's feature.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy.
Oh
yeah, I
yeah,
was like,
Melissa
holy
McCarthy. I
shit,
forgot about that.
she's
Yeah,
so
her
good.
just
This was
popping
the
up
first one I
like,
saw her.
what?
She looks like she's like so young too. Like,
Yeah,
She
it's
looks
her
like-
first
oh my
film.
God,
She looks
yeah.
like her character in
She's brand
Gilmore
new.
Girls. She looked like
Right.
Suki from Gilmore Girls
yeah,
the moment
yeah.
I saw her.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So there's like, there's a lot of like TV connections in this, but I do love the like, broken up kind of storyline, focusing on these different characters. Yeah, there should have been like a go counter. How many times people say go in this?
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I mean, but it's also one of those words that like you kind of can't avoid saying, like you're gonna like, especially with like this kind of movie where they're having to like,
Like, let's
okay,
go.
we
Let's
need
go.
to get
let's go,
going.
let's
We
go,
need to
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. Like,
Run,
come on.
right.
It kind of like is in the plot really. And yeah, there's a lot of like, it does kind of keep you guessing, because like when it ends on like Rana's storyline, you're like, oh my God, how is she
Yeah.
dead? Is she not dead? Is she just like, and then you're like, and then it stops and switches. You're like, wait a minute.
No,
Like,
like,
Oh my
Yeah, Are
God.
we gonna see what
how?
happens there?
Yeah. What is this? And
so is she
then,
just in
like,
the ditch now? She's
yeah,
just
she's
dead.
just So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, she's in the ditch. That's in the back of your mind. And then we're in Vegas with this like ridiculous thing. Yeah, pretty like that could have been a whole movie itself. Like
Yeah.
Simon's
Yeah, and Simon and Friends. Yeah.
Man, yeah. I mean, it's like the Hangover, like a mini Hangover.
It was.
situation.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was cool to like connect. It's like those two guys from the strip club that were like, we don't see them, we see their car flipping and everything. We're like,
Mhm.
but then it leaves off with like him having the credit cards. It's another good like ending to
Yeah.
that segment. You're like, oh shit, what are they gonna do
Yeah.
with that?
Because when he
And
said
you
his
kinda
name,
know
it was
it's
to Timothy
not-
Oliphant.
I was
Yeah,
like,
you're
"That's
just like,
drug
damn.
dealer."
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
These moments, like a lot of good. Yeah, it's just really well done.
Mhm.
I think I liked it better than I remember. Like, I remember liking it when I first saw it. It is like a product of its time, especially with that
Mhm.
soundtrack. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I ended up liking it better this time around
Awesome.
than I remember. Yeah, so that's good. Good to check it out again.
I love it. Janine, you said you covered this on your other podcast, which we didn't plug. By the way, Janine has another podcast, a few other
Yes,
podcasts. One
15
major
podcasts.
podcast with multiple like
Multiple
branches,
shows.
you know.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a
3
wonderful
days a
podcast,
week.
has,
Monday,
you know,
Wednesday,
yeah,
Friday.
There's a
Yeah.
tree
And she does it
podcast.
four-
and
she
she
does four
branches off
podcasts.
from there.
Yes. Branch
Got it,
timelines
dude.
of
She can do
podcasts.
Podcast a day.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And the doctor stays away. But what did you think of Go this time around?
Yeah, I mean, at this time, I like if a Dawson's Creek actor was in a movie, I was gonna
Come
go
on,
see
girl.
it. So,
You understand me, Janine?
you
Should've
know,
known.
You better
the
preach.
skulls and the
Should've
varsity
known.
blues,
Yes,
and
and the criminal intentions. Come
disturbing
on,
behaviors, and the
Right.
Yeah.
you know, I definitely saw this when it came out. I think I was a poor teenager, so I waited for rental and watched it at
Sure.
home. But yeah, I always have a lot of fun with this movie. I really like the chapter format that we're like constantly starting at the same point and then branch off with a different character. So I think that was really well done. I liked the pace of this film. I think it was constantly moving, especially I think you have to kind of have that if you're calling your movie Go.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the comedy was really fun. I think we get a lot of fun stuff with the Vegas part. I love the kind of little running thing of Tay Diggs and his yellow jacket and everyone thinking he's a bathroom attendant.
Listen, that jacket.
Or car attendant, right? A valet.
Yeah. But then he kind of takes that to his advantage and just like, let's just take this cool car and go driving around. So yeah, just a ton of fun. I think a really great ensemble cast. I love how all of these crazy chapters converge and come together in a really fun way, and just how everything kind of just works out, and then we just move on. You know, that's the end of the movie. Everything crazy happens, and then it just all kind of works out. So I love the kind of simplicity of that after kind of this rushed, like crazy adrenaline filled situation that we're going on this whole movie. So yeah, just a ton of fun. I agree with kind of all the stuff you guys were saying as well.
What I love too, how they forget about their friend, like because I forgot about him too. And I'm like, oh my god, yeah, what happened to him? Because he took 2 of those tablets, and you're like,
yes,
No,
gosh,
I absolutely
shivering under
forgot
some
about
dumpsters.
Yeah, oh my god,
I absolutely forgot about him, and I love that he was just crouched in the corner, and he was like, when he heard his name, he was just like, yes,
this is like, I know,
yes.
But 10 minutes later, he's like, what are we doing later?
He's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what are you doing later?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
And that's what I
Just
mean
ready
about
to
children
do it all
being
over
able
again.
to rally. That's what I mean.
Right.
He's able to just he shook off that, because he honestly should have died. Because dude was like, if you take 2 of these,
because they
like,
because that little warning. I was
yeah,
like,
he gave that warning.
Only one
but-
per headbanger. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
So that was another good little like, oh shit. Yeah, what about?
Yeah.
Because
What him?
like
Yeah,
for
like,
me, I remembered
we
at the same
forget
time she
too.
remembered. I was like, oh
Yeah.
god, totally forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that
God,
says
so
something
well done.
about Lyman's ability. I think it says something
Yeah.
about story structure and how it feels
Yeah,
like this movie was definitely written from the end, and then they pulled it back
And what's crazy
so that
too
they
is
could
like,
have it all converge.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, it's like this movie like trained him for Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of
Mhm.
Tomorrow.
Edge
It
of
totally
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
is.
It's like
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow is just
Do
like
that
constantly
repeat of
going
it
back and
daily.
forth.
Right?
Yeah.
Able to boomerang back and forth and keep that
Yeah.
continuity.
I
and make
love-
it make sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
I love the three branch structure as well, but I really loved how when we got to the Jay Moore Scott
Mhm.
Wolf moment, we go back in and we're like, oh, it's going to be Katie Holmes this time.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
they
and then they
turned
go
to the
to
the
TV.
TV.
And showing you that they're watching them on TV. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's different and that's unique.
Yeah. When that
I love
happened,
how we
gasped.
also think
I
that
was
the cop is going to be a swinger, but he's actually not. They're just MLM
Oh my God.
weirdos, like
Yeah, he's just
Avon,
been
They want to
Album,
promote
yeah,
Amway, like
they're doing Amway, right?
Ridiculous.
Type shit.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
great.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was really good.
Yeah, I think Jay Moore's acting in this, especially when they show him in the soap opera and then they show him in just the
Mhm.
movie, very different. And then he's got all these little great facial expressions he does kind of throughout the whole
Yeah.
film. And I love that we get to change positions. So like when we're watching Sarah's character, when we're watching Rana, we get to see her perspective when the drug deal goes bad, but then we get to see
Yeah.
Jay Moore's
Yeah.
characters, and we get to see
Yeah,
what
like
he's
him
gonna
trying to
do
warn
as
her.
Supergirl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I love. And what's hilarious is they're going to bust her for 20 of 20, as they said, for intent to traffic.
Mhm.
But the dude already took 2 of her pills, so she
Exactly.
couldn't have
So it
actually.
She
wouldn't-
wouldn't have
I
had
know.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the
Oh my
irony is really
God.
thick there, and I really like
Yeah.
that. But
So in a way of
Yeah.
him almost killing himself, he saved her.
in a way, yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
Everything worked out because then that's kind of life in a way. This movie's almost like life for a lot of people where things do sort of
Right.
work out. Now there are
Just
plenty of
fall
people
into
that this
place.
wouldn't have worked out, but
No.
but they
Yeah,
did.
right.
But things just kind of the dominoes fell where they did, and it worked.
Yeah.
I did see this in '99 in theaters.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, what was I, 20 something, 20 maybe,
Mhm.
22. So yeah, this was right up my alley. You mentioned Disturbing Behavior, Janine, which that movie never gets talked about and it drives me nuts because it's really good. Like it's like
Yeah,
really,
I mean,
really good.
it's a product of failed potential, which just pisses me off because
Right.
they had a really great cut and then studio interference. It was directed by the guy who directed the Red Wedding episode of Game of Thrones. I think his name's David Nutter. So yeah, I love disturbing behavior, but it's a lot of
Isn't it always a thing? Now, too much information, like in 2026, and even like I would say like maybe during the 2000s to now, information on movies have gotten like more and more open as opposed to like what we used to get back in the day. So like you didn't know that studios touch anything. You were just like, oh, this right. You were like, oh, this was just a bad movie. Oh, this I didn't like this or like that. And then you learn how many of your movies that like you might have loved but felt like something was off was tampered with because of studio interference.
Well, because they had a cut that they did a preview screening and everybody loved it. It got really great scores, and then the studio still messed with it. So if you do ever watch it and you have like the DVD of it, watch the deleted scenes because you know those intercut back into the film. The ending that they had, the alternate ending. So much better.
How many times have you guys watched deleted scenes and gone, why
Absolutely.
did you remove
why would you
that?
leave this out?
Or why didn't you take that out and put that in? Like there's so many times where I thought that.
Like that was the final product you decided to stick with.
But there are a lot though where I'm just like, oh yeah, that was dumb.
No,
absolutely.
Absolutely. Totally alive.
Yes, right.
But when it's a good scene, you're like, I understand time. But that's the studio meddling for time. It's always the studio meddling for time. And I think that the reason we now have what you said, Lala, we have more information about movies. I think that going to VHS DVD changed the industry because now we could get director's cuts and we could get unrated cuts
behind
and
the scenes and deleted
and then
scenes.
the behind the scenes. And so we absorbed
Blade Runner.
But also, I feel I feel
right.
like a lot of artists now are very much fed up with their work being like killed or harshly judged when you don't know behind the scenes that like I tried to do this, but Warner Brothers or whoever stepped in. And was
like I totally got Josh Trank's frustration when he goes online and says, I had a better cut of this film. And then he gets in trouble for it. But I was so like, no, I'm with you, dude. Like I totally understand your feeling to want to like justify like, no, this wasn't my fault.
Yeah, because that falls on him, right? Because like
nobody looks
at and you're like, no, that's all your responsibility.
Nobody thinks about what like the behind the scenes is or like what it takes to make a film. But so they'll blame the people that they can see. They'll blame the director. They'll blame the stars of it. Like the stars have any idea of what they.
Even though they're just doing what the directors tell them to do, you know, and doing their job.
And like so I think now people are way more like I'm gonna tell. I'm telling why this.
Well, there's also a lot more independent studios that have more clout. You get, people that are willing to put their own money in more often, and I think that's a big factor. That all aside, Go is if you've never seen it, if you want a darker comedy, because when I saw this in '99 when Rana got hit by the car, everybody in the theater laughed. Like it was because it was unexpected, and it was like the way she falls off the front of the car is like a what. That was just awkward.
It's just like a rag doll. Like,
right. Yeah. You're just like, what the hell? And it's a comedy already. So like you're already in that frame of mind to laugh.
And then you see their commentary in the car, like after they do it, is kind of related comedically as well.
But even their commentary when they come back to get her.
Yes, and he's trying to like set this scene for him. And he's like
just drops her too. Like
I'm not delusional. Okay.
He's like he craft services.
Yeah, that whole thing. Oh my god. Yeah.
Like, and he's like, I'm not delusional. He's like, well,
Jesus,
damn body, help me.
Like, no, I can't. No.
Even the moment where he's like trying to rearrange the trunk, and he's like, it's a Miata.
It's like, calm
down. You're not getting her in there. Even if you took everything out, she's not going in there.
No, she's not getting there. And then when she made a noise and they just dropped her, I was like, Lord, what is happening? I was like, put this girl somewhere safe, please.
I'm glad that they came to their, senses and C&J Moore was like ready to kill her. He was like, I'm not a killer.
But I will say this though, that ending of this film is the quintessential American way when it comes to going to work, because there are no off days.
Oh yeah, literally like back at work.
She woke up in the hospital.
Well, and she couldn't stay in the hospital. It would have cost her more money. Like she had to get out of there.
Yeah. She's limping. She still probably got a concussion, however it is. And she got her tray in her apron, and she go. I said, if that ain't America.
Lies. Yeah.
I don't know what is. And I was angry for her that she had to go back to work. I was angry for her. I was like, God.
I agree.
Because you have to go. It don't stop. So
you have to go 100%. I do think this is almost one of those perfect snapshot films of the 90s. Like, this is the 90s kind of in a nutshell. As you mentioned, it feels like Empire Records. It has all those elements, the music, the stars, it all, the insane amount of drug references, because the 90s were loaded with that stuff. Not that many decades aren't, but yeah, the rave scene, like all of that. This has always been just one of my favorite kind of darker comedies, and that's why as soon as we were like, I was like, oh, Sarah Polley, oh, we got to do, and I know this isn't a directed film by her, but I don't know, I had to talk about this movie. Anyway, why don't we rate it, and then we'll get on to the much more serious film, and we'll go from there. Lala, what do you rate Go?
I give Go a solid 8. I enjoyed myself.
Ooh, nice, an 8. Yeah. Brian,
give it 8.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 as well.
All right, Janine,
twinsies.
8.
Come on, triplets. Hey.
I'm liking that number, and it's not because it's not every solid bit of this movie, but yeah, I think this is an 8. This is a quintessential 8.
Let's go.
So,
look at that.
Aina, what you give this movie? Because I know you.
Yeah. Throw us your thoughts in the chat as well. Very curious. We'll see what she says here in a minute. She said 8. She said 8.
Across the board.
Love it.
5 for 5.
Peer pressure works.
It does. We made
it does, kids. Peer pressure all day. The real stuff.
So we are going to get on to the next film, which is Women Talking, which is directed by Sarah Polley. So if you want to see the other side of the camera with her, you can check out this movie. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I just went and bought it. I wanted to support it, so I just went and got it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy it now. Since I've seen it, I think I'm gonna have to buy it now because it's
definitely
it's one of those.
Okay. It really is. And we of course are going to have some trivia from Janine about Women Talking, and I'm hoping you'll mention the awards. If not, we can go into those as well.
If you ever see Janine turn her head to the side like this, she has trivia.
Right?
That's my signal.
Just like whenever you guys are ready, slide it over.
Now I can look for it. I'll just be like, oh, that's right. She's got the look.
She tilted.
I'll do that now. Explaining the color grading of the film, director Sarah Polley said the filmmakers played with saturation levels to create a feeling of a world that had faded in the past. This is why the film appears to be almost black and white, but not quite. Yeah, I loved that.
It was so good. Yeah.
Claire Foy was asked to have glued additional hairs to her eyebrows because her natural non-plucked were considered too modern looking.
Interesting.
Throughout the filming, the cast were advised not to put on makeup or shave until wrapping.
Wow.
Makes sense. Yeah.
This film, this is the first film from Orion Pictures to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture since The Silence of the Lambs in 1991. A 31-year gap, and the first since it was purchased by MGM in 1997.
That's wild.
Director,
I mean, they like ran out of money troubles for a while, so they weren't really doing
they were struggling. Director Sarah Polley had referenced Canadian photographer Larry Towell's work as inspiration for the film. Towell documented life in a Mennonite colony in Mexico in the 1990s, and recreations of 2 of his photos can be seen in the film. At the 4-minute mark, women walking in a cloud of blowing dust, and the 1 hour 30-minute, a young girl asleep in a produce wagon.
Interesting.
Cool.
Okay.
The first time Rooney Mara and Claire Foy have starred in the same film, having both played Lisbeth Salander in The Girl in the Dragon Tattoo and The Girl in the Spider's Web. The choice of the song Daydream Believer has a thematic meaning. It references a sleepy woman, Sleepy Jean, emerging from a reverie. This movie's subject is women who have been attacked in their drugged sleep and are emerging from a nightmare. So, yeah.
Yeah, so the subject matter, we are going to just get right into telling you guys that if you are triggered by subject matter that is SA or anything like that, you may want to turn the channel. We understand and respect if you have to do so, but this is not an easy subject to talk about. That said, Sarah Polley did win an Oscar for this, for Best Adapted Screenplay, which is awesome that she won for it, because this is one hell of a screenplay that she put together. Had anyone seen this before now? I think Brian mentioned you had seen it.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters when it came out.
Okay.
Never seen it.
So Janine,
I think I saw it the year was nominated. Like when I was trying to watch all the Oscar movies, and that's when I watched it. Yeah.
It was nominated for Best Picture too, by the way.
Yep, I saw that as well. Which still gets that nod to the nomination alone still means something. So and it gets a lower rating than I believe it deserves, but we can get into that later.
Of course it does.
Right. This was my first attempt at it, my first watch of the film. So I get attempt. I don't know
attempt is crazy. Okay.
I will go first, since Law went first on the last one, and we'll go from there. I don't go first.
The patriarchy, absolutely go first. Yes.
I'm
just playing. I'm just
awful. That was awful.
I had to. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
They have the man talking first about women talking.
About the women talking, right? You know. But I am trying to rock the Supergirl shirt, trying to promote the women.
It's fine. Brian bail you out. It's fine.
That's fair. Okay. So the subject matter, like I said, is very, very dark, very, very dismal. But it doesn't stay, because most of the film is, of course, them trying to figure out whether they want to stay and fight or go. And I think the whole voting thing in the beginning really is what kind of sucked me in. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that hearing all of that broke my heart, made me feel sick about what they went through and what they were told and the lies they were told in order to excuse the crap that they were going through. But when I saw that they were able to vote before they learned even how to read, there was something compelling about that, something that really kind of drew me in further. And the way they did the voting with the drawings was really unique. I think the conversations had in this film I like that it's multifaceted, that there's no one side that's just firmly sitting as what's considered right by these women. They decide to be honest about it, right?
Yeah, what's crazy too is they have a limited time to talk about this stuff,
because they have that little window,
like 24-hour window before all the men essentially come back.
Right.
They have to decide whether they're going to apologize to them.
But this multifaceted thing that they're trying to dig into.
Yeah, because they did the vote during that time and then the discussion, and they and there was only one man, and the one that was basically excommunicated that was left behind in August, and which I love, because he's almost a stand-in for the ally, like men who are willing to be allies to women, and I really enjoyed that aspect. But I did enjoy that even people who were trying to say let's stay were given a voice. Everyone in that meeting was given as much a voice, no matter what their age, no matter what their how angry they were all given a voice. And
because age didn't matter at this point, because even the girls was getting raped and things like that. So age didn't matter. And if it did, I guess I grew up in this moment, so I have a voice to speak about this as well.
And I think the one of the youngest was showing that, and she actually was the most sound mind, in my opinion. Like, she was like, no, we have to go. Like,
she shut all that down. She was like, we going.
Right. I loved the analogies with the horse. Like, I know they laughed at her about that, but I loved how she kept saying, this is how it shows that we learn as people from anything we do, from everything we do. So I was very hooked on this movie. I think Sarah Polley is a hell of a filmmaker. I can see why she won. The movie is beautiful, cinematically gorgeous. Some of those shots. There's a shot where the girl has fallen asleep on her mother in her arms, and you can see the sun in the background. And the way that they play with the camera to make the sun fade out was gorgeous. It really stuck out to me. I really, really enjoyed that. Overall, really, really enjoyed the film. Lala, what did you think of Women Talking?
I thoroughly enjoyed this film. Some things don't need to be shown, they can just be kind of said and maybe shown in a different way. So even though we didn't see these men doing these things, the imagery of women just waking up with bloody knees and blood in the bed and that type of trauma was enough for you to know, oh, this has happened. And then when you add it in the discussion, it gets, it opens it up more and more. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I feel like for shock value, a lot of films want to show you the trauma.
Right.
When you can show it to me in a different way. You can show it to me with these women's psyche. You can show it to me in their day to day. And I think this film protected,
even just like a little bit of the aftermath of
absolutely.
of an event.
And I felt like this film, in a way, protected the women that are going to see the film by doing that, right? Because in these moments, not to say that those images that they did show us couldn't be triggering, but I think it would be way more triggering if we saw them grab a woman or a little girl or something like that. So just having that in the background, and then like just showing us and honestly focusing it on the women and not the men, even though it's all about the men, but it's focused on the women, I think is just like very beautifully done. I know that in the trivia, Janine brought up the gradient of the film. That was the first thing that caught me when I watched this film. I was like, because I feel like life is a little bit duller when women are quieter. And this film to me showed that by like trivializing these women, like denouncing them to be less than what they are, you remove the color from your own life. You remove the joy from your own life. And so to see that in like a film form in that way was kind of traumatizing in a way, because it just lets me know that, like, because we're in that world now, because some stuff don't look as bright as it used to when I was younger, to when I am to what I am now, seeing and being through the things that I've been through. So like that color gradient really hit me. I think every woman in this was cast beautifully. And I'm not gonna make this a racial thing, but I'm gonna make it a racial thing for a second. And I know that this is Mennonite like country and things like that. Like this is like a I understand that, but I would honestly like to see women of color in this form, to see what kind of conversations could have been had, what kind of conversations possibly had been had with women of color in this same position. But I think everybody, to me, Claire Foy and Jessie Buckley stood out to me in this film. I felt like every woman hit their mark, did what they were supposed to do. Like when Jessie Buckley's, the woman that played Jessie Buckley's mom, Greta, came and told her, like, listen, that's on me.
Yeah, I'm sorry for telling you to go back.
I trained you to be this way. I trained you to be this way, and I'm sorry. And it's such a beautiful shot of like them facing each other. And this whole entire time, Jessie Buckley's character has been so like aggressive and rage-filled and angry for reasons. There's reasons why she's like this. But it's like the camera angle when they were behind the actress that played the mother, and she finally apologized and she said, I'm sorry. And when the camera shifts behind her, it's like a shift in Jessie Buckley's character herself, where now she can get a little bit more vulnerable. She can finally kind of break down those walls, because like the one person she needed to hear something from finally admitted her part in what her life has become. Because she just didn't become this person. Like she was taught to be this person. And it's hard to break that, because even afterwards, she still snaps at August and she catches herself. And she's like, I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's such a strong growth in her character. Right. In what would kind of be like a day and a half or something like that. Like not even like or hours or something like that, like in her character, like not like a couple of days. So Claire Foy's speech about like her monologue, I'm gonna learn that monologue for an audition, because the monologue that she talks about, that she will burn anybody to the ground, she will kill anybody that touches her kid. I said, baby, oh my God, that was such a beautiful scene. I'm like tearing up, my eyes are welling up. Like, so to me, those two stood out the most for me in this film. They had such strong performances, such strong convictions, and to watch these women have a democracy and still be at odds with each other, maybe not agree with one another, but it never turned like overly violent. It might have got like, women use their words more than we like punch and fight and do all kind of stuff. Like it got a little catty, of course, because like honestly, women are women. We gonna say some stuff, especially when we've been hurt, like, things like that. And especially when you don't open your mouth and speak. Like the one girl who has like it's essentially PTSD. And she smokes, like the girl that smokes all the time. And she like, she like when she had her episode of Jessie Buckley's like,
you're just doing this for attention.
Like you do this for, we all do this. So what makes you better? Like what makes you?
Yeah, we all been through the same thing. Yeah,
right. All been through this. So what makes you the person that gotta show everybody that you went through it? And it's like when she finally opened her mouth and expelled her pain, like her character, Jessie Buckley's character, couldn't deny it. She couldn't deny. Oh, okay, I kind of get it now. It was just
and like Jessie Buckley's character is kind of doing the same thing with all of her anger,
but just with
like that's just her way of like
exactly. Come on, Aina, forgiveness can look like permission. When she said that, I said, I was like, this film, I won't take more time from everybody else because everybody else got to say.
I mean, that's why she got best adapted scrapplay, right?
Right.
Yeah, like
lines
it's
like that.
It's so. Shout out to Sarah Polley because as great as an actress she is, because she was great in Go. I'm not going to take that away from her. She was great in Go, and I kind of want to see anything else that she's been in as an actor. But directing, baby, that's where you need to be.
Right.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Frances McDormand because she didn't want to do this because I think she had like 3 really young children, and she was just like, I just don't have the time. But Frances convinced her to write and direct the film. So
and I love that because I think in anybody else's hands, I don't think I would have felt this way about this film. Now I can say that now because I won't ever see that happen, but I can't see anybody else doing what she did with the care that she did it with. And I just felt like everybody was cast to perfection in this, especially those little kids. I feel like those little kids were in such a heavy piece. Don't know how much they understood or how much they didn't, because sometimes it's very much like just say these lines, then we're gonna get you all set. We're gonna like do this thing and we're gonna push you to the other side. But like I even felt like they were amazing. And I'm a little disappointed in myself that this film kind of went over my head. Like I didn't know this film existed. Like I didn't know that this was a film. And it only came out like 4 years ago. So like I'm kind of annoyed with myself, but I
no, but there's so many movies. Don't do that.
You
but
found
that's
it
also
now.
films, right?
Yeah.
Janine, what do you think of Women Talking?
I really enjoy this film. Like what you were saying, Snitty. I like that it pulls you across so many different perspectives, and all of them feel valid and interesting, and they bring up some really good points. And it also just kind of brings up the point that even without formal education, that doesn't mean that you're stupid. Because the thoughts and how they process all of this, the conversations, the questions they think to ask are brilliant. So them not knowing how to read or write has nothing to do with kind of how they think. It doesn't take away their ability to think or take in information. So I liked that. I had a really interesting way that I processed the color grading. In my mind, it felt like a ticking clock. It felt like it was putting a timeline on the film. Like, ladies, you have only so much time before all of the color is completely gone. So you need to make a decision. Like, that's how my mind was kind of processing this lack of color. Because there were a lot of times where I was like, I felt like there was no color at all. And then you'd see something that kind of had color to it. So it felt like, it added to kind of the pressure of this timeline that they had, that like, if you don't make a decision soon, if you don't get out of this place soon, there'll be no color left, and that'll be the end. So that's how kind of my mind was processing the whole color grading aspect of the film. And like Law said, I loved that it was, men are kind of the inciting incidents of this conversation, but yet we don't really see any men, and the men we do see is an ally and a trans man. So those are the men
boys.
that we
only see like their feet.
Exactly. We don't really
feet,
feature them all that much. But men that factor into this plot are men that are allies. So I like kind of the juxtaposition of that concept, that men are what is creating the story, but we don't see them. which is kind of an interesting way to look at, how this whole story was crafted. Just so many great lines, so many things that make you think, and even dealing with this topic, like I love what you guys were saying about, not being so gratuitous and graphic with showing the trauma of these things. And I think women are really good with stuff like that. I'm thinking of Coralie Farget, who did The Substance. Like, her very first film was a rape revenge film, and the rape scene in that film, she handles it very well. She cuts away, and so we're just left with kind of the emotional state that this woman is in after it happens. We don't need to see it. And I think women can handle those things with a lot more sensitivity to the viewer of who's watching these movies. There were some difficult things in these conversations. I am somebody who has been through some of the things that these young girls have been through. So it was really interesting to kind of see these conversations and hear things that I felt and thought, and that kind of push and pull, and like conversations about forgiveness and not wanting to forgive and hate, and how that kind of all scrambles up in your mind. So there were some relatable aspects that really connected with me in this film. But yeah, really brilliantly written, well performed. I loved kind of the anger and the understanding that kind of comes out of this whole story. And just seeing kind of how the male characters work, in like when August gives her that gun and you realize
that he was about to use that on himself.
And that whole aspect of the plot. Really, really powerful movie.
I love it. Brian.
It was good to watch this one a second time, because there's a lot. It's pretty meaty. There's a lot to dig through. So like, first time watching it, and like, I imagine too, like, your first thought of like even seeing like a trailer for this, or trying to like first hearing about what it's about, it might sound like, oh, this is gonna be boring. It's a lot of dialogue. It's dialogue heavy, which like in a lot of films that could hurt it, where this one doesn't. It doesn't really do that. It doesn't really hurt it. And the thing is too, like, a lot of this takes place in one location, just in that
kind of a bottle film.
barn house.
Barn,
And but again, like, it's gorgeous film. Another like Luc Montpellier, I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Montpellier is the cinematographer, and he like, looking at his stuff, he shot one of my favorite TV shows, Tales from the Loop, which is gorgeous already. And like, what's funny too is like, there was photographs that were inspired for this film. Like, Tales from the Loop is a whole artist's like paintings and art book that was adapted into a TV show, and a lot of that is translated through his cinematography. It's kind of crazy. So we kind of did a similar thing here.
Hard to do. Like,
to make it's gorgeous though.
Painting or living picture.
He did a great job. And just like this, they did a great job. And another thing too for me was, like we've talked about the color grade. I think the color grade too, like, my kind of take with it is like, there's a lot of, it hinges towards like very muted and almost gray. And that can be like, there's a lot of, this isn't necessarily like a black and white thing, obviously, because they're talking about all these different things. So there's a lot of gray that they're having to like go through, but then when like the sunlight hits things, it's like everything's beautiful. And like, there's this, like,
it's one of those, like that saying about like, see things clearer in the light of day type of thing.
Or even when she was talking about the horses and being able to see things more clearly when she looked up the road, beyond.
And like, for me, this is there's a lot of stuff. It's funny too, because like, another thing to mention too is this is inspired by, it was adapted from a book, but that book was inspired by an actual
like, person, community.
Bolivia. I think it was in Bolivia.
So this is like really happened kind of thing. Granted, is dramatized, of course, but still very real. But then like, the whole theme of the thing to me like really speaks to just like, patriarchal society in general. Like a lot of women have like been groomed or like come up in like relationships and like
Absolutely.
just being conditioned to live this kind of life, which a lot of these women have been too, you know. And so it's just,
and it's a
you
learned
have to-
cycle.
yeah, and you have to like
And you will
unlearn
teach
that,
your
you know,
daughter
like,
how to prepare herself because you think
right,
you're,
exactly. You
you're
keep passing
protecting
that
her
through
because you
generations.
think you're protecting her.
Yeah,
and
well,
Right.
even like
Well-
Claire Foy is just going to take her son, who is stuck in
Regardless.
that kind of mindset. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's going to have to try to
regardless.
reprogram like
No,
his way
totally,
of thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
August
And, like,
gives her
their
the
hope.
books in order to
Yeah.
say, hey, let your daughter read these. Even
And
if
it's like,
you
Yeah.
don't
no,
let your daughter read
I'm
these.
a teacher. You get these boys to read
Yeah.
this book.
That's
Like,
kind of like,
Yeah.
and I love
yeah, he's
when
kind
she
of like
puts that
the
back
like,
on her. Yeah.
yeah, it's like up to him now to like kind of like break these boys in a way
Yeah.
of that are left
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
to like, I mean,
Because I think
Yeah.
he thought up until a point that he would go with them
yeah,
until
Especially
they
Like
were
that
like,
point when he
him being in
raises
love
his hand
with-
and he's about to say something, and then he
yeah,
stops himself.
then he
I
stops
think
himself
that was
because
when
I
he was
think to
gonna-
a point he
Yeah.
would have just went with them, but when they were
Right.
like, so what are you going to do when we leave? He was like, oh, okay, this is not,
You're not inviting me.
I'm not
Right.
invited to this, or I can't
Well,
come
he's
to
not
this.
one of the, he doesn't fit the criteria of what they put forward, which I actually really liked that moment when they asked him, they were like, do you really think that 13 and 14-year-old boys
Oh, that
can
was a
do
great
this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
that was
and
he
the
didn't
way
even
he breaks
hesitate.
that
He was
down.
like, yes,
Yeah.
like absolutely they can be conditioned. Not only are they almost physically strong enough to
Mhm.
do it, but
Mhm.
they've also, the conditioning is already setting. Like 12
Yeah,
like
is probably a pretty good age.
psychologically.
I might even think
Yeah.
like 10 would have probably been a better age,
yeah.
because even being a boy that grew up in the 80s in this country, I still
yeah.
am deprogramming a lot of shit that was
Yeah.
that was
Uh-huh.
given to us. There's a lot of crap that we were fed in order to
Mhm.
believe that men were better than women, and it's constantly still just like, nope,
Yeah.
bring that back, bring that
Mhm.
back. So I can't imagine being this indoctrinated, where you're so indoctrinated that it's literally you can. And this kind of goes to what La was saying about the filming of the kids. The way they filmed those boys was really sinister, even though they were just running around in
Mhm.
that classroom.
Mhm.
But the
Mhm.
looks and the pauses on their, like, I was just like, damn. I wonder what these kids will think of themselves looking back at this film if they watch
Yeah.
it in context when they're in their 20s or 30s. Because
Right.
man,
'Cause there-
like if somebody
there
put
wasn't
my
even
face on screen
kids.
for 2
I
seconds
mean, there wasn't
saying
even
all this crap,
girls in that
Yeah,
school.
in that
There wasn't even
context.
girls in that school. So like
Right.
you look left, you look left, you look right, it's all boys, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like we the ones that get to read. We the ones
They're
that
the
get to learn.
ones-
Of course
yeah.
we're better than you. Like,
Yeah.
and then they grow up in a system where my mom and then my sister to a certain point, when she gets to a certain age, like they wait on me. They dote on me. Right. So it's like
Yeah, that's
I
how it
love
works.
Claire Foy's
Yeah.
character being like, I'm gonna tranquilize my son, put him in put him in this
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
And we gonna
Yeah.
get this up out of you because that's
Right.
my kid. Like that's my
Mhm.
kid.
Yeah.
You don't get
Mhm.
he doesn't get to become this.
right?
And-
I
Yeah.
like that.
And I love that that's a narrative that this, because you can look at this from all aspects. You have the older women, like that one woman that was like, this is all I know. And I'm not
Yes.
leaving because like this is the only home I know.
Yeah.
And then you got a mother that's like has to admit to her faults, which a lot of mothers and a lot of fathers don't do. They don't admit to when
Yep.
their actions messed up their kid or put their kid in a situation where now I don't know what else to be but this. I'm gonna go home. I know what I'm gonna get because you taught me how to get it. Like you taught me how to receive it, right? Like you taught me how to receive it.
Yeah.
And then you have a mother that by any means necessary. Not only am I killing everybody,
Right. These two ends of
I'm
the spectrum.
my child.
Yeah.
I'm taking all my kids
Yeah.
with me. And I love that you get these different perspectives because again, women are not a monolith, right? We all think differently.
Mhm.
It might be some of us that think
Mhm.
the same, but a lot of us think differently. A lot of us aren't willing to do the things that like other women are willing to do, and some of us are. And I love that you had every facet of a woman within this film.
Yeah, like represented. Yeah, like Jesse Buckley's character is like literally having to unlearn this stuff.
Her life.
in real
Yeah.
time in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I like
Yeah.
that.
So,
I did love that the women were like, at least some of them were like, if we leave, these men are all screwed, right? Because without us,
Oh, yeah.
they're totally
Yeah.
screwed. And then
What are they
that
gonna
makes me
do?
then,
Yeah.
right? And then I
Yeah.
logically think, oh God, Frances McDermott's character, like
Mhm.
she's gonna stay behind. How
I
much
know.
falls on her shoulders
like,
now? How
yeah.
much
Right.
they're gonna like run her to death?
Well, you have to wonder,
Probably
like, is
would.
she thinking that too as she's watching
Right.
them?
Or is
Yeah,
she even
well,
thinking about
yeah.
it? Is she
Like,
so blindly stuck in the patriarchy that she doesn't think that? What
right.
blows my mind is that this is in a, like they even say it, this is literally a modern time, and the pickup truck
Yeah,
drives by the census.
2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah.
happening in 2010, and they're doing the
Damn.
census, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is not people. It's wild how people talk about, you know, religion and freedom in this country, and people are not the SA part, but they're still free
Yeah.
to live in this kind of built
Yeah.
community,
Right.
Mhm.
in a
Yeah.
commune style community, and they're choosing to live in a more Amish like way where they use buggies to get to town, and they use things to live more traditionally, and it's
Mhm.
bizarre to my brain sitting here looking at all the technology sitting in front of me to think
Right.
that there are people choosing to live that lifestyle. Not that
Yeah.
I'm no judgment, you know, the
Yeah.
judgment on people doing this shit, but like not living that way. You want to live in the country, you want to live with horse and buggy, go for it. But
All right.
it's just weird to think about this happening in a modern era.
Right.
That kept coming back up in my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, this is 2010, not 1850.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
feels like
literally, because like
over.
even if you look at their clothes, you're like, this easily takes place in the 1700s, like 1800s.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then dude runs around like 2010 census. You're like, wait a
I'm
second.
like, what? Wait, huh?
Or he's
What
talking
are
about
you doing?
university and you know and all
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
I would like to
Yeah.
I would like to touch on the religious aspect of this because
Yeah.
like as a religious person myself, as a Christian myself, this like it pained me to watch it because it's true. Like even like figures that call themselves pastors, you know, evangelists, whatever you want to take it, takes the word of God to warp people into what they want them to be, right? You don't, and as a person that reads the Bible,
Well, they like
tell you-
weaponize the religion.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
Right?
weaponize
exactly.
it.
Telling
And
them
they
like,
cherry
no, it was the
pick.
devil that got you.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
like, you know,
And then these women pass that down to
Mhm.
their kids to be like, because like that whole argument when they were like,
If we leave,
well,
how will
well,
the
we
Lord
leave,
find us?
how will they
Right.
have the Lord find us?
Yeah.
And it's like, see, because you can't
Yeah.
read, right? Like, because
Yeah.
you can't read it for yourself, and you're just
You don't
getting
know what's
bits and
really in
pieces.
there.
You
Yeah.
don't know that like he's watching you now. He can find you anywhere. Like it's not a
Yeah.
I
It's
like that one
only
of them
certain
said that
ways.
though. That one of them
Yeah.
was like, no, wait a minute. If he's omniscient, like
I
how
think
couldn't
that
he
was Claire.
find
I
us?
think that was
Right.
Claire
Yeah,
Boy's character.
exactly.
Claire
Yeah.
Boy's character was
Really
like,
like that.
it was like, and if he's omniscient, then like he's allowing these things to happen. Like, but so if he's allowing these things to happen, and she's like, I'll face God myself and tell him
Right.
what I did. And I was like, girl, you
Uh-huh.
better face God. I love it because he don't like it neither. Like, but I'm like, you
Right,
can
right.
like you can face it. But it's
Yeah.
like using it reminds me of like the Book of Eli when Gary
Mm,
Oldman's
yes.
character
Mhm.
wanted that Bible because the
So we
power
can
that the
control
Bible
information.
has
Like, yeah.
to use it against people to
Yeah.
build an
Yeah.
empire in your making, not God's, but like in your making, so that you can have power over people.
Mhm.
And that's literally what
Which has
these
been
men
done
were
throughout
doing.
history.
Throughout
Right.
history.
It's literally being done right now with the
Right now.
Iran war.
No,
Like
absolutely.
literally being done right now.
Yeah.
You know, like this whole thing about like the secular family and God and all. It's like you don't want that. That's not what you want. You're putting it under the guise
Mhm.
of Christianity, of what, you know, going back to those good old times when it's like, no, you're not. You're using it as a weapon to control people. And what this movie was showing me was just that, like, the fact that evil comes in forms that you love,
Mhm.
comes in people that you care about.
Mhm.
And that if you don't protect yourself mentally, spiritually, physically, you'll be led astray every single time. And it's so hurtful that evil could be taking root in your own family and you don't even realize it. And you don't even realize that you might be that evil seed,
Yourself.
i.e.
Yeah.
Greta giving her daughter the tools to be a battered woman, essentially.
Right.
Even
Right.
though that's not
Yeah.
what she was thinking. And I'm not holding that against her because learned behavior is learned behavior. And to me, these women are all survivors and they were all doing what they could to survive for their kids.
Yeah.
And I feel like if there was no kids in this town, like in this part, if there was no kids, I think every woman probably would have just stayed and been like, this is
Because that's
life.
one of the biggest reasons they
Yeah.
give is like we need to leave here for our
Right.
We need to
children.
leave here for our
Yeah.
children.
Like
And
by
I
the
feel
end,
like
Jessie
if there was-
Buckley, that's like one of her 3 reasons. Yeah.
Yes, and I feel like if there was no children, they would have all resigned to this is
Right.
this
Well,
is life.
Yep.
But when you see it through your kid,
Mhm.
you're like, something's wrong. And
Yeah.
that's usually you will hope that that's how it goes. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's reverse, and the mother gets mad at the kid, or the father gets mad at the kid because of the attention and that the parent, like, it's a whole different thing. But in this one, it was more so like, I think once her 4-year-old, like once she had to take her 4-year-old daughter miles away to go get antibiotics on her back to go get stuff because of what was done to her. I think that was like the breaking point where she was like, this can no longer, like, do what you want to do to me. If you want to do all that to me, fine. But my daughter, like my kids, nah. Yeah. And using religion to back your play on that.
Yeah.
You reap the benefits of that. And the benefit and what they reaped was all those women leaving and all those kids leaving.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on that because I said it before the show, and I feel like even though this movie is very heavy, it deals in some of the worst topics we can discuss. I still felt there was a sense of hope that I walked away from the film with, and I really liked that it almost had. I would not call it a happy ending. It's not a happy ending, but it is an ending that's aimed towards the positive.
It's a happy beginning.
It's a hopeful ending.
It's a happy. It's a happy beginning.
I had a different take on it because there's multiple things going on here. Just like the whole film has been about that, right? There's multiple things, though. It's not black and white. There's all this gray, and the ending is the same way. Like, this group of women is like, stood up for themselves and made a choice and then their own decision finally to have some agency and take matters in their own hands. But then there's like the little story of August and Rooney Mara's character, this is kind of sad thing, it's like he's gonna have to be left to like try to like upend and unprogram these
try not to get murdered by the other men.
Like the men are gonna the men are gonna do stuff to him probably. There's like Frances McDormand's character, like she's like,
how is she going to continue to potentially perpetuate the things that these women are breaking free from?
Right. Yeah. So really, it's more like
all these different.
Right? It's a little bit of everything.
Necessarily good,
but I mean, you can also look at it on the other end. All these women and young boys that are also with them as well are all going off to the unknown, right? All of these women can't read, they can't write.
They don't know what the world looks like outside.
They don't know what the world looks like. They don't know where they're going to end up. But it's one of those things too. Would you rather be with a bear? Would you rather be with the man? And I'm like, throw me out into the weird, out the wild.
That's why I say it's not that black and white.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. I feel like it's the
beginning
of something. So.
Maybe what I meant, and maybe I like that you've clarified that, Brian, because maybe that's me. I'm always looking for the hope.
Right.
I found the hope in the film, and I clamped onto that instead of looking at the bad. Not that I didn't see the bad. It's not that I don't acknowledge it.
No,
but I was like, I found the hope and walked away.
Yeah,
but it's like the beginning, like an actual full life.
Which makes this a brilliant film, right?
Right.
But it's like the beginning of an actual full life for these women, right? They were living, and these kids, they were all living like half lives, right? And they were living half lives, and now they get to live life on their own terms, whatever that looks like, to have that autonomy. It's going to be difficult, but look what they built without men, technically. You know what I'm saying? Like, look what they did, because these men didn't teach them how to sew, and these men didn't teach them how to sew and cook and care and clean and do all these things. So they know how to do these things. But these men also didn't teach them how to have a democracy. These men didn't teach them how to have conversations amongst each other, how to lift each other up.
They probably fought against that.
You feel me?
They probably
and somehow they still found the means.
Because they had to do this in secret.
And they still found the means to have deep conversations. When somebody broke down, they were still there for them, comfort them. They sang songs that the whole town or county, wherever they were, could hear, could understand, could feel. You know what I mean? Like there was trust amongst these women to a certain degree, because even the ones that didn't agree never went and told their husband or somebody else about something.
Maybe for even the fear that they would get in trouble, but It's the indomitable
Yeah.
human spirit, right? No matter
Yeah.
what, no matter how hard you push us down, we're going to find a way to come back.
But think about how like Stockholm syndrome it is. It would be easy for one of them to be like, I disagree, and I'm going to tell my husband that all of y'all are doing this, and nobody
See,
opened their mouth.
I think that
And I
there's
love
still a
that.
fear that I was involved, I could get hurt. There's still an element of I wouldn't say it because
I'm
it
sure
could
there's
hurt
still
me.
an element there, but I feel like even when you're that deep in, you don't think about your own fear. You think about that person and what would matter to them. Unless you were on the fence about whether or not you want to be there or not, then you would keep your mouth shut. But if it was somebody that was truly like, I drank the Kool-Aid of this,
A totally devout person.
a totally devout person in
community.
this. Even the woman who said that, like, this is my life and I don't know nothing else outside of
Yeah,
this.
she still watched them leave
She
and didn't say
still
anything
watched
and
them
didn't try to
leave.
stop
She
them.
still
Right.
kept her mouth shut. She still had a voice in that room to say something, to be like a balm, a salve, to like comfort and things like that. Like she could have easily, she had like the mind frame to easily be like, this is wrong and we should all stay here and I'm gonna go tell somebody so y'all can stop this foolishness. But she knew to her core too that like some people gotta go. Like this is not right. And I love that all these women kind of came together in this time to figure out what is the best decision for all of us as a unit. Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's go ahead and rate Women Talking, and then we'll talk a little bit about next week, and then we'll wrap up the episode. So I went first, so I guess I'll go first. This is a 9. This is a solid film. I think it's more important that men watch this film. Definitely women should watch this film, but I think men need to get out and watch this film and understand
or women
why
get your
it
men
is what
to
it
watch
is.
this film.
Or women, yeah. Everyone should, but I think men need to be watching these kinds of films more because that's the audience that needs to see it. And I mean, audiences that won't see it are the ones I'm talking about, but I digress. A 9. Lala, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to mimic you there, Kismet. Solid 9. This was great. I gotta go buy it after this. So yeah.
Right. And I did, yeah. Please, everybody buy it. Janine, what do you think?
9 as well.
All right, Brian.
9 also.
Look at this. We gotta throw it in the chat. We gotta know what you think as well.
Mess it up,
so
Naina.
far,
Give it a 9.5.
Pressure.
Pressure's I feel like I used to like 8.
9.5, there you go.
She's like 8.
She totally was like, no,
I'm going come on, Brian.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, as Lala had mentioned, it'll be Nick Cage coming next week. We'll do 3 weeks of Nick Cage. So next week we actually have the 2 films. It's going to be Raising Arizona from the Coen brothers, and then It Could Happen to You, the romantic comedy from the 1990s. So we're going to do a little bit of early Cage, a little bit of middle round. The Rock is one of them, and then I think maybe adaptation, and then some modern Cage. We'll be doing the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and I think Long Legs, but we're still talking about that. But that's still a few weeks away, so we'll let you guys know when we solidify that. But that said, this has been episode 25 of season 5 of The Real Study. We really appreciate you guys coming by, and we hope you guys keep enjoying movies like we do. So
follow us on everything. Peace out, you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy.